right, welcome to day 2. I hope you're doing great still. It's Thursday now. You've had one problem, but we're going to continue on in chapter 7, section 1. We're talking about our oblique triangles and we are solving them. I hope I've answered all your questions thus far, but today we're going to start with an application problem. I'm just kind of going through the book. I actually like how it works. So in example 2, Jerry O'Keefe wishes to measure the distance across the big muddy river. See my river? It's great, right? He determines that angle C, so he's determining here to here. So here's angle C that at a point that he can measure. So up here he's got an A, and he knows this angle right here is 112.9 degrees. 90 degrees. He's given us 4 sig figs. And angle A, at some point that he's measured to point B, is simply 31.10 degrees. Okay? That's this distance right here, the angle. And he has found the side length in between. So he's found a little bit. He's found this side. B is 347.6 feet. Okay, that's a little different than we did yesterday, right? Yesterday we were given an angle and a side opposite it. Today we're not. Okay, but we still are given 2 angles and a side. Is that okay? Yes, it is. So it's trying to find the distance. So let's read it. Okay, see the figure determines all these numbers. Find the distance A across the river. So he is simply trying to find this distance right here. Okay, he's found some angles. He's found a side. The biggest question is, can we solve for A immediately? Do we have one of our ratios, a side divided by sine of an angle? Do we have an angle and a side opposite it? We do not. So what should we find? We only have one side given to us. Should we find the angle opposite that side? That should be the first thing you do. So if we need to find angle B, how are we going to find the measure of angle B? Yeah, we're going to subtract 180 minus 112.9 minus 31.1. So angle B will simply be 36 degrees. They give me decimals, but really, we're not looking for angle B. That's not what we're trying to find. So it's okay for now if we just write 36 degrees. I'm going to put my degree symbol. Now do we have an angle and a side opposite it? That is key when you're using the law of sine. So the law of sine says what? Side, angle, opposite it. So if I have B, which is 347.6, divided by sine of angle B, which is 36 degrees, that will equal, it doesn't matter which one I find. Well, if we need A, I personally would solve for A, so we don't have to solve anymore, right? We don't have to do more work than we have to. Divided by sine of angle A, which is 31.1 degrees. All right, I'm cross multiplying. So I have 347.6 sine 31.1 equals A times sine of 36. If we are solving for A, how do we isolate A? We're simply going to divide by sine of 36. And then I will plug this whole thing into my calculator to solve for side A. When you plug that in your calculator, did everybody get 305? When we round, we get 0.5. So side A, right here, is 305.5 what? Units matter? Yep. Feet. It's approximately because we have rounded. Does it make sense that it's less than B? Angle B was 36 degrees. Angle A was 31. It should be a little less. They're similar, but it's a lot less. Side C would be a lot longer. We weren't asked to find that, so we can stop. Okay? So, can we do another one? Using the law of sines, again. Two ranger stations are on an east-west line, 110 miles apart. So what does that look like? East-west. Here we go, east and west. And 110 miles apart. A forest fire is located on a bearing of north 42 degrees east. Oh, Miss Evans, I didn't think we were going to have to remember all those bearing things from chapters ago. Well, we're going to have to. So, Station A sees a forest fire. It's on a bearing of north, so remember our north. Or north, 42 degrees east. So north and east, I believe this direction is east. Okay, so this degrees is 42 degrees. So it's northeast. Okay, from the western station at point A, oh wait, I totally read that wrong. A forest fire is located on a bearing of north 42 degrees east from the western station at A, and a bearing of north 15 degrees east from the eastern station at B. So B is over here. I probably did draw that line a little not far enough. All right, so of course some of these, okay, because this one I'm going to go north and east again, but that east is only 15 degrees east. I'm just seeing if my points are going to connect at the top. So I went north 15 degrees east. Okay, and that landed at point C where the forest fire really is happening. How far is the fire from the western station? The western station is A, the one on the west. So this is the length it's looking for. B. Okay, that's our unknown. Okay, so what can we use? What do we need to find that? Well, it'd be helpful if I had some angles, right? Okay, how are we going to do that? Well, north and east-west, is that a 90-degree angle? Yes, it is. If this is north to east-west, I have a 90-degree angle right there, correct? So, can I find the pieces inside my triangle? Let's use a different color. So here, to find this angle, what am I going to do? 90 minus 42, and I believe you get 48 degrees. Okay? What about this whole angle over here? Here I have 90 and then plus 15 more. Because it's an obtuse angle. So what's 90 plus 15? Yeah? I get 105 degrees. Okay? Well, if I have those two angles, could I go ahead and find the last angle up here, angle C? Of course you can. So we're going to take 180 minus 105 and minus 48. That should give me a pretty small angle. I think it is 27 degrees. Okay, 27 degrees. So, here we go. Now that we know all the angles, do we know any side lengths? Well, we're looking for side B, but we know this side over here, which is C. Do we have an angle and a side opposite it? Yes, we do. So guess what? We can use the law of sine. The law of sine says Do I need to write it again? I haven't written it today. A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. Okay, law of sine. Very important that you know this ratio, these ratios that make proportions, because that's how we're going to solve these pieces. This one didn't ask you to find the whole triangle. This one just asked for what is side B. Okay, so we're going to start with a ratio that I know, which is the C. So I know 110 side over sine 27 degrees equals, I'm looking for B, so I'm just going to use B, over sine 105 degrees. Okay, I'm going to cross multiply because that's how we solve proportions. 110 sine 105 equals B sine 27. How do we solve for B? We're going to divide by sine 27. Those are going to cancel. I'm going to plug all this into my calculator. 110 sine 105 divided by sine 27. We're going to get approximately 234 miles. Now, this one they did not give me too many sig figs. Actually, they only gave me 2. Oh, some of you might say, well, no, I'm rounding that to 230. I'm okay with that, okay? In general, if you get more, I like more, especially since they technically gave me 3 there. I know that 0 doesn't always count, but I like it. Don't give me 5 decimal places. Please don't do that. Be reasonable. Give me those, okay? So, we'll have some more problems on that in just a second, okay? Last topic in 7.1, we're going to talk about, can we find the area of a triangle if it's not a right triangle, okay? If it's not a right triangle, can we find the area, okay? They go through a great deriving this formula. Okay, they derive it. It's great if we don't know the height, but we know some side lengths. We might know some angles. Okay, then guess what? If you know a pair of sides and an angle, pause. If you know 2 side lengths and an angle, we can use this formula for SAS. It's only in if you know SAS. We'll have a different formula if you know other stuff. That's not in this lesson. We'll talk about it later. So the area of a triangle, I'm going to move this down just a touch. Okay. And I'm going to give it, ooh, I've changed its color. Okay, sorry. Talking to myself now. If we know this triangle is A, B, C. Okay. If we want to find the area, if we're given little a, little b, or little c, or any of those angles, they write 3 equations. I don't like to write through all 3, but you have to know what it means. Okay? They do a little cursive A, which stands for the area, not the A in our triangle, will be equal to, we all know area of a triangle is always going to have the half. Half base times height. But this time, well, let's just say that A is my base. Okay? Then my height is going to be determined by sine of that angle A. Sorry, sine of angle C, if I'm given C. Okay? Sine C times sine of angle B. Okay? Because of how this angle is related. Okay? But if I know, so that is if I know A and C. Okay? Put it clearly. If you know two sides, if you know side C and side A, you're going to use the sine of the angle in between them. Okay? So it's going to be 1/2 of two sides that you know times sine of the angle in between them. Okay? That's how they write it one way. They say the area will equal 1/2, but this time I don't know A and C, I know A and B. A and B and sine of the angle in between them. Okay, so I've got an A, B, and a C in each one. An A, a C, and a B. Okay? The two sides will be the angle in between them. The last way they write it, what if you know the area will be equal to 1/2? What if I know B and C? Then it will be sine of angle A. Okay? They write the formula 3 different ways. I'm sorry, that's just what they do. But you're always two sides and the angle in between, sine of the angle in between. Okay? And they go on to say, if that included angle is a right angle, then sine of 90 degrees is, guess what? 1. So it's just the two sides times each other divided by 2. Okay? So you have these formulas written down. We're going to write them down again, but let's work a problem. Okay? If I give you a triangle, find the area of triangle ABC, and they give you some random things. A, B, C, if we're given angle B is 55 degrees 10 minutes. Could you remember degrees in minutes? They might do that to you. And side A is 34 feet, 34.0 feet, and C is 42.0 feet. Can you find the area of triangle ABC? Okay, so I have two sides. So my area will equal 1/2 of my two sides, 34, times 42, times sine of 55 degrees 10 minutes. Okay, I'm actually going to take this little piece and I'm going to move it right over here. Sorry about that. That caught you off guard. And I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to clear my calculator. And I'm going to show you how I would put that in my calculator. Okay? So, you can plug it all in at once. I don't like to, but you can. So, you can do 1/2 times 32. Oh, no, it's 34. Sorry. 34. And I'm just using parentheses times 42. Because parentheses mean multiplication. Times sine. Now, I still am in degrees. I'll say 55. And remember where we go, second apse, or the angle button, hit degrees. And then 10, second apse to minutes. Okay, with my last parentheses, I'm going to hit enter. So my area should be approximately, I got to get off of that, approximately 586. Do I need any decimals? How many decimals? I have 3 sig figs. So 586 feet squared. Okay? Are we good? Finding the area, you have a formula, you plug it in. Not too crazy. Okay? Do you need one more? Maybe I'll just assign a few problems. I know. It's okay. You will survive. All right, so from lesson 7.1 on page 308, we're going to do some problems, okay? Now, we're going to try number 3 and 4 without a calculator, okay? Meaning, can you find sine of 45 degrees without a calculator? How do we do that? We draw triangles. I hope you all came and got your plates. You have your triangles. You know how to do that. Okay? So we're going to do numbers 3 through 5. We're going to do number 10 and 12. Okay? We're going to do number 14. 6. We're going to do our distance across a river. Okay? And 26. That should be 8 problems. I think you can deal with that. If you have questions, please post. You can send me a private message. I think we all know how to do that. But if you don't, that's okay. You can ask the whole group. But I just ask that you don't just give answers. I'm going to put that in my blog, in the post also. I think I already have. So, sorry, I'm rambling now. At the end, we should be done. We should be done on time. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.